This was in this early morning, which is 9 o'clock here in by the airport on USA. That is going to be lost in that body.
Amen.
Let your Holy Spirit dwell in us.
Amen.
All this we ask in Jesus' name.
Amen. 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 Jesus.
So we praise the Lord.
Hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
Doing Jeremiah 37. Jeremiah 37. Where's your place now? Tell me, church message God.
No.
Jeremiah 37.
Go. Hey.
We're waiting for you to come and read it. Okay, we're waiting for you.
Jeremiah
37. 37.
Zedekiah, son of Joseph, resided as a king in the land of Judah, in the place of Jerusalem, son of Jehoiakim. For Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, made him king. He and his officer and the people of the land did not obey the words of the Lord that he spoke through Jeremiah the prophet. Nebuchadnezzar, king of Zedekiah, sent Judah, son of Shemaiah, and Zephaniah, son of Meshach, the priest, to Jeremiah the prophet, requesting, "Please pray to the Lord our God for us." Jeremiah was going about his daily task among the people, for they had not yet put him into the prison. Pharaoh's army had left Egypt, and when the Chaldeans who were besieging Jerusalem heard the report, they withdrew from Jerusalem. The word of the Lord came to Jeremiah the prophet. "This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. This is what you will say to Judah king, who is sending you to inquire of me. What Pharaoh army, which has come out to help you, is going to return to its own land of Egypt. The Chaldeans will return and fight against this city. They will capture it and burn it down. This is what the Lord says. Don't deceive yourself by saying, 'The Chaldeans will leave us for good,' for they will not leave. Indeed, if you were to strike down the entire Chaldean army that's fighting with you, and they remained among them only the badly wounded men, each in his tent, they will get up and burn this city down." 11. When the Chaldean army withdrew from Jerusalem because of Pharaoh's army, Jeremiah started to leave Jerusalem to go to the land of Benjamin to claim his portion there among the people. But when he was at Benjamin's gate, an officer of the guard was there, whose name is Erijah, son of Shelman, son of Hananiah, and he apprehended Jeremiah the prophet, saying, "You are deserting to the Chaldeans." "That's a lie," Jeremiah replied. "I'm not deserting to Chaldeans." Abijah would not listen to him, but apparently Jeremiah and took him to the officer. 15. The officers were angry at Jeremiah and beat him and placed him in jail in the house of Jonathan the scribe, for it has been made into a prison. So Jeremiah went into a cell in the dungeon and stayed there for many days. 17. King Zedekiah later sent for him and received him, and in his house privately asked him, "Is there a word from the Lord?" This is Jeremiah response, and he continued, "You will be handed over to the king of Babylon." Then Jeremiah said to King Zedekiah, "How have I sinned against you, or your servant, or these people, that you have put me in prison?" Where are the prophets who prophesied to you, claiming the king of Babylon will not come against you and this land? 20. So now, please listen. My lord the king, may my petition come before you. Don't send me back to the house of Jonathan, the scribe, or I will die there. 21. So King Zedekiah gave our orders. So King Zedekiah gave orders, and Jeremiah was placed in the guard courtyard. He was given a loaf of bread each day from the baker's street until all the bread was gone from the city. So Jeremiah remained in the gate courtyard.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
We just should study the Jeremiah 7. And it's always on our own prophets. It's a very tough message. Number one question is that obey God's word and live. Number two, not all prayers will be answered. I had an analogy from T.G. Diaz. We were talking. He said, so we were talking to some people. He said, God, have you ever seen God make chairs? Shut on chair. God made table. Then what has God made? No. Right? No. God made the tree. Yeah. I mean, the rest is what? It's for you to use your wisdom. God put oil in the sea. And people have to go there and do what?
That's right there.
You cannot. Most of us, especially our prophet, is thank God that I was telling Femi a story that American was telling me back in Nigeria. He said, when I was in Nigeria, so I went to Nigeria and I saw a large people with and he said, look at them and he shake his head. And he said to them, he said, Pastor, not Celestial. He said, 10 member in Nigeria is equal to 1 member in America. Because most of them have problems. They are hungry and then they go to church to make money, to beg people to give them money. He said if you look at 10 people that worship in Nigeria, he said it's just what, because America, when you go to work, you are tired, you still come back to work. After church again, you are going to work. So he's giving them, he's telling them, a prophecy must come to pass, and a prophet must stand on his guard. A prophet must say, "This is what I want, and this is what God told me, and it's not negotiable." He said in verse 1.
After Zedekiah, the son of Josiah,
He's a king. A king and a prophet. A king and a prophet are talking. We as a prophet, that's why it's making the whole world is going down. Because the prophet, a pastor wants to be like the politicians. The politicians make money. A pastor wants to make money. A pastor wants to make money. Now, we see verse 6.
Then came the word of the Lord of the prophet Jeremiah, saying, Thus said the Lord of God of Israel,
yes.
Thus shall you say to the king of Judah,
yes,
that send you unto me,
to
acquire of me,
yes,
behold,
you,
Pharaoh,
yes,
coming, which comfort,
the Egyptians are coming to you,
to help you,
yes,
shall return to Egypt into their homeland.
Oh my father, still they will go back and be bombarded by Babylonians. He said because they are coming to you, but something will make them to turn back and make them to turn back. He said they will turn back. They will turn back and then you put ashamed. Most of them we look for where there's no air. And then the person that we thought we help us, we just said no, I'm not going to help you again. I'm returning back. And that's exactly what happened. They've turned back. No, now the question is that how do we know a prophet is fulfilled and a prophecy not fulfilled? That's the question. How do we know that as well this prophet is fulfilled, the prophecy is not fulfilled? And how do we know that this prophet is saying exactly the word of God? Because most of us prophets, we want to be like the politicians again. I repeat again. We want to be like the world. We don't want to follow God's word. He said God said I will do this to you. I will do the next time. Baba God said don't travel. The only thing I said don't travel. And he was saying give me grace. And then the prophet, instead of him to say there's no grace, we will say okay, go and do this, go and do this, go and do that. That's grace. And before you know it, there's no grace. How do you know prophecy fulfilled? That's the question. Over to you. Yeah, how do you know prophecy fulfilled? Yes.
I don't know, like, if, like,
How do you know that what the prophet is saying is right or is not right?
like, if the prophet says, like, you're gonna die in 2 days, it's gonna be wrong because you can't die in 2 days. You're gonna say you can die in 2 days.
Yeah. As a he said if the person will die today and then you can't die in 2 days. How do you know that if that person will die in 2 days or will not die in 2 days? Yeah. Because some prophets looked at people, some of the prophets, not in the church, gossip, and then the gossip.
Question, okay,
Yes.
there's a question we need to ask. Maybe she's not quite understand the questions. Now, tell me, when you say prophet give a message that you're going to die in 2 weeks, are you talking about the real prophet or fake prophet?
The real prophet.
Okay, if real prophets come to you and say you're going to die in 2 weeks, and you are not dying, so what are you going to do when the message was given to somebody?
Okay.
That is the answer.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
So if a prophet comes to you and said I give you a message that said, oh, the person will die in 2 days or will die tomorrow, you pray. The prophet might give you something to do. He might give you a prayer point to pray. And then the next thing you do is to pray. Zedekiah did not do that. Zedekiah was fighting the prophets. He believed God did not send the prophets. He believed the prophet is lying until he now saw the battle. Now, at that moment, prayer is what? Prayer.
Useless, yeah.
Exactly. That's the answer. At that point, prayer exists.
Like you said that you pray. What if your prayer didn't get answered? Like,
What do you?
like,
You say what?
Once you pray and you don't have answers.
Yeah, sometimes not all the prayer, maybe there is some reason that God delayed that prayer. Now you'll be looking for job or you'll be looking for any other things. 3 years, 4 years, you have been praying and you didn't get it. Don't do so, because your time is coming. The appointment that God has already assigned to it is coming. Look at Hezekiah. When prophets get to Hezekiah and said to Hezekiah that you have a few more years to live. What happened to Hezekiah? Nobody can pray to happen to him. Hezekiah kneeled on the altar and prayed to God. That God, remember the good things, like we are doing here, sweeping the floor. Remember, I'm worshiping you. Remember, I don't have another God. Remember, I'll be cleaning your house. He challenged God. You can challenge God. What God did, he had 1 year. But in many years, the Hezekiah spent, nobody can pray for that. Would you mind, right?
Yes, sir.
The remaining, God spared his life and had 1 year to his life, but the remaining years, I'm not going to pray that prayer to my enemy too. Because he go blind. A lot of things happen to him after God had 1 year to his year.
What are you saying here? Now, he's just telling you. This guy, he was so sick, he prayed in 15.
Yeah.
And God answered his prayer, God added 15 more years to his year. That is what's happening to him now. You can see all things that's happening to him. You can see all those, you can see, as we have been reading, see what happened to him. Because he prayed, and the prayer was answered. God asked him, because God knew that maybe God is taking him away, because that we will not see all these things. At times, God will take some people away for them not to see their sorrow.
Yes.
God will take some people away not to see trouble. But most of us, nobody want to die. Everybody want to live. But when we're living, we fail. Now, I'll give you, look at verse 10.
For ye are smitten the whole army of tribes that fight against you, and they shall remain, but wounded men among them. Yet should they rise up, every man in his tent, burn this city with fire.
Look at what is saying. They will come, you will kill them, and they will rise up. That you will kill them, they will get wounded, and they will not die. At times, God always do some people as enemy. We will be praying, the enemy should die, and the enemy will not die, will not die. Why can't this enemy die? I know this, another has been fighting me. And God will tell, I've seen, I tell God will tell me, I'm not taking this thing with you. I told him that. I said, why? And that's when I said, God said, this is what you're going to do, and that's what you're going to do. First of all, we pray, this teacher is troubling me in school, you should die. Most of you pray. That teacher should die. You should give me problem. We go to church. That teacher in church, if I see him one day, you should not come to church, school. That teacher should not be in school. That teacher should do that teacher, something should happen to that teacher. And you see that teacher in the next day, we say, come, we beat you again. And you ask God, why can't this teacher die? God wants the teacher to remain for punishment. Now, exactly what happened together. Now, so that is the question Jacob will answer. Some prayer will be answered, some prayer will not be answered. Why? Yes.
Maybe because they did a bad thing. Like, maybe because like they killed somebody and now they're praying for forgiveness.
Okay. Okay.
As God said, everything happens for a reason. So some prayers don't answer because of something that's going to happen for a reason. God has a reason for that tomorrow.
I answer the prayer again. What? Some prayer will not be answered. If you see here, Jehovah keep telling me some prayer, even in the church. Most of us pray. So, and God will say, no, I'm not, the prayer will not be answered. It's not about sin. It's not about doing something. It's God's doing. There's a particular thing God wants to achieve in His realm. He wants to achieve this purpose. He wants to see this purpose is achieved by Him, not by anybody. He wants this purpose of these things is going to happen. This purpose of these things is going to happen. Like that woman that is cooking. Everybody knows her everywhere. In Jerusalem, in Mass. Why did she die? People say, oh, she died. There's a reason for everything at a particular time. Now, you continue reading with me.
And it came to pass that when the army of Chaldeans was broken up from Jerusalem for the fear of Pharaoh's army, then Jeremiah went forth out of Jerusalem to go into the land.
Jeremiah know what was shown to me, it is true. It is running away. 14. It's running away now.
He said, Jeremiah, it is false. I will fall not away to the Chaldeans, but he hearkened not to him. So Irijah took Jeremiah and brought him to the prince. Therefore the princes were wroth with Jeremiah and smote him and put him in the prison.
They beat him because they believe he is giving a bad message. Some people in the church they say, this person will give bad messages because he's giving bad message. He's saying the truth from God. He's saying the truth from God. And God is true. God is true. God what is not lie. So the next thing you could do is to find a way to run away because he knew what he saw, it is true. Like at times when God showed me something, I know what God showed me it is true. There's no way about it. We have to pray. But the only prayer that God will answer is that if he decided that he's answering the prayer, and when you appeal to him, you fast and you pray. Now he went further, verse 17.
Then Zedekiah, the king, sent and took him out. And the king asked him secretly in his house and said, is there any word from the Lord?
You see, before, he doesn't want to listen to him. But now he need that. The soldiers are around. Again, the question like why would some prayer not be answered? And why would some prayer be answered? In Nigeria, are they not praying? Why is the level of party so high? Are they not praying in Nigeria? If you go to any church, you will see thousands. This morning I click Facebook. You will see thousands in churches. You see 10,000, you see 100,000. Why is our prayer not answered? Why is American prayer, America as bad as it is, as well as it is, their prayer is always answered? Because of what? Let's go. Yeah.
Me?
Yes.
Okay, sir. Well, let me start from the last question. Case of America and Nigeria, why prayer is not answering in Nigeria. You see, Bible says...
The prayer is answering in Nigeria, the prayer is being answered in Nigeria, the prayer is answered in Nigeria. But what caused the level of the poverty? Because the people still pray and the economy is still going down. That's the question.
The level of the poverty is simply because Bible have said it. He said, before you pray, you must watch. Series of watching the way you watch differs. Bible says, he said the hand of the diligent will always make rich. It doesn't say the hand of the prayerful. So sometimes when you are praying, you might still be poor. If you did not follow the principles of prosperity, you might be poor. So in Nigeria, a lot of people, some people will live there where they're supposed to go to work. On Monday morning, Tuesday morning, they will go to church and start praying that God, give us money. And they're supposed to be at the place of work. Even though the work is not plenty, then that is number one. Number two, let's agree our government is not helping, they're not doing, but at the same time, a lot of people are looking, they believe that God is a magician. No, he's a miracle worker. He does his things miraculously. You cannot pray to speak in English. Father, I don't want to go to school, let me start speaking in English. No, you go to school to speak English. So that is it. The principle of prosperity must be followed if you want to have money, not praying.
Okay, Isaiah 59. Behold, the Lord's hands is not shortened,
Yes.
that he cannot save, neither is his ear is heavy, that cannot hear. But your iniquities are separated between you and your God, and your sin have hid his face from you, that he will not hear. Third one, that is verse 3. For your hands are defiled with blood, and your fingers with iniquity. Your lips have spoken lies, and your tongues hath murdered perseverances. It's three things. Sometimes God will say yes. Sometimes God will say no. Sometimes God will say wait. Like we said before, God's time is the best. Now, when we talk about Nigeria, we are asking the question. There are a lot of things happen in Nigeria. Yes, I agree that people are hungry. They are just going to church, don't believe in God. Because there's something you can even use yourself to do. When there's no work in Nigeria that we're talking about. There are a lot of resources in Nigeria. Even within your farm, your household here, your backyard, you can do farm there and make it. I remember those days before I went to Germany. They are talking about if you go to Germany, you're on the road, they will give you pawpaw. They will give you this one, they give you this one. There are a lot of positions there, this and that. But when you go there, it's nothing. They will tell you if you go there, you go abroad, you go to Red Cross, they will give you money. All those are lies. It's lies, it's not happening. Now in Nigeria, back to Nigeria, even your farm, in your house there, you can do something at backyard and make some food for yourself there. But people, they don't want to work. They want miracle. Miracle happens, like I said. Miracle happens, but you have to work for it. When I have no job, I have a big yard in my compound. I can start something there from there. Start farming there. Selling veggies to people. They'll buy it. But everybody want miracle, you can go to the office and get free money. What you are not working for. You see policemen too on the road, you bring money. So it seems Nigerians that go to church, they don't know God.
No, I don't buy that.
Okay.
You say you mentioned something that I appreciate first.
Yeah.
But I'm of the opinion that God blesses. But if you want God to transform your situation, you have to position yourself at that. God would not bless you more than if you are not positioned how He's going to transform yourself. You don't expect God to transform you. Then let's say you are a laborer and you are praying for a miracle. God will not just wake up one morning and transform you to be an MD of a company. There is a process to everything. God, as we say, it's a give and take scenario with God sometimes. That's how it works. Because you have an exam, you have not read, and you want to pass. And you are praying for a miracle. It's obvious that God will not answer you. You would fail woefully. So sometimes you have to do your own part. You have to do your own due diligence for God to put His blessing on you. Then you would be contented, God will be contented that He has done the right thing. But if you don't plant seeds, you don't expect an harvest. If you want bountiful harvest, you have to take the first step of planting the seed. That is when God's blessing will come upon the seed, then it will be bountiful. But if you don't, as Ade has said and Alagba has said, if you don't position yourself rightly with God, you won't get God's blessings. things won't turn around the way you want them. You just have to position yourself at the right point. Time and chance, plus Bible says, but if you are not prepared for that time and chance that will come your way at that time, it will just pass you by. So there's the aspect of us that we too have to do our due diligence for God's blessing to take us to the level we want to get to.
I want to hear the contradicting part of what Daddy said. I will want to listen to Daddy's.
What do you say?
Yeah. No. There is one thing you mentioned, sir. We want to listen because we might want to learn.
So before you do that one, when I say all of us sitting here, many of us we don't know God. We don't go to church. We don't know God.
Daddy, let Daddy give us his reasons for contradicting what you said.
Yeah.
We will learn from everything.
Could you repeat that lesson that you read at our iniquity?
Isaiah 59. Isaiah 59.
Just the part of our iniquity.
Your iniquities have separated between you and your God.
Thank you. Now we are talking about God blessing between America and Nigeria, that where the prayers are not answered in Nigeria, but America. The most sinner in the whole world. The country, the city that sin most is America. Yes. The structuring of Nigeria. If you want to talk our iniquity, what do you mean by iniquity? A share. By who? Our leaders. When one person can embezzle billions, tell me, the rest of the people, how are they going to survive? You understand? America was structuring in a better and easy way. There's no way and there's no how that you can embezzle money and the money circulate among them. But Nigeria, it's only a few people. Go to church in Nigeria, if you go towards this street, you can find maybe 5 Celestial Church, 6 Celestial Church, and every Sunday, jump pack. I'm going to say the God is not answering. No, they are praying, they are working hard. But the leader in that country, those are to blame. That's why I say our iniquities.
Well, sorry, sir. Sorry, please. I want to shed one light. You see, what Daddy said, when Daddy started his sins, he initially thought about sin. I too was saying, why will Daddy say his sin? They are made up. But later, at the end of, maybe that was what Daddy Uweye first had. But at the end of his conclusion, you understand, he said, the reason why people are living in poverty was because they are not following the principle of prosperity. Not that they are sin. So maybe the first thing that Daddy Uweye had is because of sins. But Daddy has clarified it at the tail end of his teaching that it is not sin per se. You understand? It is because we are not following the real principle of prosperity. Just like what Daddy said, America sins a lot more than Nigeria. There are a lot of abstract things in this country, but because the watches, and the Bible itself says, it said, watch. That was why he placed watch before pray. He said, watch. By the time you watch very well, you might not need to pray very well. And answers will be for your questions. So that is it. What the two that is said are almost the same thing. The bottom line is, if you want to ever be rich, you must follow the principle of prosperity, not prayer all the time. Prayer is just an additional substance to get prosperity.
Can I just ship one thing? In my working place, all these disabled people. One of the managers said, "Okay, can we something to encourage these guys? We bought 3 Rhodala chickens. We bought 5 chickens. We bought the food, the meal for them. I'm telling you, that 10 chickens, every day they produce 2. And that at the end of the day, they have like 12, 1 dozen. And that costs like $4. Because it's real one. This is not machine made. So sometimes we sit down and think, what can I do to help myself? Yeah, sometimes we find ourselves in the situation, we have to adjust to that place. Many of us, we don't want to push. I'm telling you, we don't want to push. That's it.
When we see, now go to verse 17, you are reading for me. Well, should you read verse 17? You are reading verse 17?
Then Zedekiah the king sent and took him out, and the king asked him secretly in his house and said, "Is there any word from the Lord?" And Jeremiah said, "There is, for he said, Thou shalt be delivered into the hand of the king of Babylon."
Continue.
Moreover, Jeremiah said unto King Zedekiah, What have I offended against thee, or against thy servants, or against these people, that ye have put me in the prison? Where are now your prophets which prophesied unto you, saying the king of Babylon shall not come against you, or against this land? Therefore, hear now, I pray thee, O my lord the king, let
if you see in verse 34, verse 17, it's where you disobey God. You see, most of what I've just said, when we disobey God, the prayer, nothing will be answered. 34:17.
Therefore,